Hey guys, how's it going? Bloober Gamer here. Welcome back to Quarantine SMP. I just wanted to give you an update on my progress here. I haven't done much. I expanded the wheat farm a little bit. Whoa, that was a lag spike. I expanded the wheat farm a little bit. I have a little pit over here for getting some leather, and some sheep fell in. I don't want to kill them, so they're just stuck in there now. I did a little bit of work on the aqueduct here. Not a lot. Admittedly, I did more work than I should have had to because there was this crazy lag spike where I lost 2 hours of work on this aqueduct. So I came back on and I finished it, but it's all right. I'm not a huge fan of it because I keep thinking it looks like a bridge. But I don't know, because the thing that would make you think that it's an aqueduct is the water, but you can only see it from this one spot. So I may end up adding another layer to it because a lot of the pictures I looked at for reference had two sets, basically one aqueduct on top of the other, so I may do that. That's a pretty big resource sink though, so that may have to wait for now. In the meantime, I did fix the villager breeder as far as I can tell. There were a couple more issues I had to iron out with the beds, and I think I did fix that. However, I haven't gotten any villagers from this thing yet, so hopefully that's not going to be a problem. Anyway, the reason I have brought you all here today is because we're actually going to be building something. That's right. We're going to be building a building for our villagers to go into to keep them safe. Now, they're going to be underground, so this building is mostly just decoration. I don't want to have a giant stone cube sitting out here to keep all the villagers in. I want to keep it appropriate for a medieval kingdom, give it some sort of theme or reason for existence, but at the same time, it having a lot of utility. So I'm going to quick cut into a time lapse of me doing this, and I'll talk about my building process, my thought process behind all this, and I'll see you guys in a bit. Alright, so, whoops, sorry, my bad. I, accidentally hit the wrong button, so you guys actually weren't able to see me record this. Yeah, sorry about that. Well, this is the gist of it. I wanted to go for something that was a little bit of a different look from what we had already built, but still fell into the same kind of materials palette to fit with the medieval theme. So I ended up settling upon this. I ended up using a lot more stone and andesite than I did in the previous build to kind of make that different look to it. I also have a little bit of debris over here because I'm going to make this into a little bit of a courtyard area. I may have a wheelbarrow over here or some kind of cart for being able to transport water from the aqueduct. So I'm adding this in advance to have a little bit of an atmospheric look to it. And while we're at it, I'm going to add in these touches. Which, let me see. I could have done these two in advance, but I didn't. So you guys get to see me just hold down a couple buttons. Alright. Alright, and this, for the sake of our kingdom, is going to be, if my fingers could be on the right keys, this is going to be our records building. Now, what it actually is going to be, and I know this looks a little sparse, I realized after the fact that pretty much every decorative building, or every decorative block I used in here actually would be giving a villager a profession before we got them to what we wanted them to be. So for now, until I get a few villagers in here with the professions already sorted out, and since we're a bit low on resources, I'm leaving the decorations out. But there's going to be lecterns in here, bookshelves, barrels, basically things that are going to give off the feeling of just a room that's full of records and books and binders and everything like that for the records of our kingdom. I know, how many times have I said records in the past 30 seconds or so? Let me know, guys. I'd be curious. I know I could count it myself, but comments are good for the YouTube algorithm, as a wise man once said. Now, another function this debris serves is it actually hides the redstone for our little entryway in here into what will be the room for our villagers. Now, obviously, it's not much right now. That's obvious. I just carved out this space to get an idea for how big the building was, and as long as we're low enough, then we can make this space basically as big as we want, and in the basements of our buildings would be the only things we'd have to worry about. We just want to make sure that we don't accidentally break through the ground here. If we go too far this direction, for example, we're going to expose the interior, and that's not what we want. The next step for what we have to do is we have to hook up the villager area, which is over here. We have to drop that down low enough so it actually enters into our building here, and then we can seal this up properly, and we can have some water to carry them in. There we go, we did it! Now all we have to do I have any stone bricks on me? I only brought what I needed for this project, not what I would actually need, which is everything after the fact that you always forget about. Alright, so what we have to do now is, now that we have the villagers dropping down into here, we need to set up a way of giving them their professions. And what we want right now are librarian villagers, because one, we can trade them our stockpiles of paper for emeralds, but two, we can get the enchanted books that we need, especially mending, because our tools are in very dire straits. Well, the diamond axe, not so much, but the diamond helmet is in a terrible shape right now. Alright, we've set up a very temporary system for now. So the next villager that drops down here will, once they grow up, turn into a librarian, and that's exactly what we want, because we want to get mending books. So now all we have to do is we have to actually get a villager. Normally you would expect that the villager breeder would be taking care of this for us, but alas, the villager breeder does not seem to know what it's doing, and as such has not given us any villagers. Let's take the access hatch here. As you guys can see, Farmer Villager is doing its proper work. We have 2 villagers down here. Farm is full. I don't quite see why there are no villagers. My best guess would be that we have to replace the bed, since the Farmer Villager technically claimed one. That's the only thing I can think. We'll just have to call this Villagers 2 Electric Boogaloo or something, because my gosh. Alright, that's one fixed. Oh! Dang it! Dang it, dang it, dang it! Oh, poop. Oh, that's bad. I may have messed up both of them. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Alright, well. We're not in a terrible spot. We just need them to get in the 2 beds that are here. And then we can put these 2 back. And hopefully that fixes it. For those of you who know how I roll when it comes to villagers, you should know that there was a lot of footage I cut out because it was me working with villagers and they were being stupid, and no one needs to see that, and I don't want people to see that. I'm just gonna watch YouTube videos to pass the time. Oh! Right as I said that, they got in their beds. Yes! Yes, I fixed it! Get me out of here! And now he can't claim a bed. Oh, I think we actually managed to fix this thing. Oh, hopefully we did. Just to be safe, though. Let's put our light back. How would you guys like some bread? I said, how would you like some bread? Apparently not right now. I'll come back later. Okay, listen here, guys. I need a baby villager. Perhaps we can come to an arrangement. And I would just sit here awkwardly and wait. What has my life come to? Oh! Oh! That's exactly what we were listening for. That, my friends, was the sound of a baby villager. Yes! Yes! And he's too short. He's too tall to fit through here. Too short. What am I talking about? That doesn't make any sense in this situation. Alright, now we have to wait for this guy to grow up. And hopefully he will not despawn on us. I'm not going to go too far away, because that has happened to me when I was doing a villager breeder back on a previous world. The villagers I brought in for the villager breeder just despawned on me, and I didn't know why. But I do want to quick show you guys something. Back when I decided I needed villagers for a villager breeder, I did a lot of exploring. I explored really far that way, explored really far that way, I looked really far that way. Of course, I came from that way, and I didn't see anything. So I thought, you know what? There are no villages around. I'm just going to have to cart them from spawn. Yeah, this may be a bit of a spoiler, but there is a village in this direction. And you guys see, I haven't walked very far. Granted, it's not the shortest distance, but there's no portals involved with this. There's no, trans-dimensional transportation. It's right there. On the other side of this mountain is my base. It was right here the whole time, and it's a huge village as well. Oh, if I had known that. Now, granted, the villagers I was given were literally just given to me. So, I still probably had the easiest route possible. But still, if I'd had to cart them around myself, I would have been really annoyed if I had turned around and there was a village right there. So now I think I hear you guys saying, well, Bluebeard Gamer, if there's a village over there that you could cart villagers from, why are you waiting on your villager breeder that hasn't really been very successful yet to give you villagers? And the answer for that, I really want it to work. I spent about 7 hours on that thing. I want it to work. What we have to do now is I think I have all of my paper on me in a shulker box. We'll be using that for trades. But we also have to bring our emeralds, and we also have to have a book. Because the first book we're going to be going for villagers is the mending book. Let me just grab some paper here. There we go. We have our book. We have... Where did I put it? I don't know why I struggle to find the emeralds there. They're always in the same spot. These are things we'll need. And for those of you who want to work with villagers, in case my first 7 hours of villager work hasn't discouraged you from trying to do this same thing, there's an extra step to being able to get the books you want. And it arguably takes almost as long. However, we can't begin on the process until he becomes an adult. So for now, I'm just going to sit here and wait. And I will come back when he's an adult and we can actually begin the next step. There we are, that's what I'm talking about. Let's see what book he has. Feather Falling 3. Not terrible. What we have to do now is we have to cycle this pretty much continuously. Until we find the book we want, and then we can trade with them to lock it in place. Which, unfortunately, this normally takes a while. So I'll leave this all in so you guys can understand how long it takes, but I'll fast forward it, because I know you guys don't want to have to deal with this. Okay guys, so it took me that long. I did finally find a mending book, but you never want to take the mending book that's this price, because I'm still almost to that price point, but it's much better to keep going, because you can find a mending book for as cheap as 10 emeralds with no other type of manipulation. So you want to find one that's in a range of probably between 10 and 14. That's what you want to go for. Now here's something, guys. You're going to come across really tempting trades. 22 emeralds for efficiency 5 is absolutely incredible. But you have to make the decision, like I'm having to make, is that worth waiting for another villager to try to get mending? Heads will go mending, tails we will go with the efficiency. Alright, we can ignore that result. We're going to go for mending. As... Oh... I'm so torn on this, because efficiency 5 is amazing, and I'm probably never going to find it at this good of a price again, but our equipment is in such bad shape, we really need mending. Plus this guy doesn't have a paper trade, so we have no way of getting more emeralds. As painful as this is, I have to go for new trades. When we have no good source of emeralds right now, as good as that of a trade as that is, we don't have any way of getting up enough emeralds for mending should we go with efficiency. Yeah, so I ended up spending about another half hour on this, and I actually found one at the very end of it for 10 emeralds, which I believe is the best price you can get for a mending book outside of converting the villagers to zombies and then converting them back, or by having the hero of the village potion effect, or whatever you would call it, I guess enchantment on you. So I was really excited about that, but then some stuff happened. So, funny story. After I got that mending book last night down in my beautiful little records office down there, I had another situation where when I got back on in the morning, it had erased the past hour or so of my work, which means that I lost the mending book guy. And I thought, oh my gosh, that's really annoying. But I've taken this opportunity to actually look into it. I figured out why my villager breeder wasn't working, and I'll show you guys why. As you can see, I filled in this hole here, It turns out this bottom trapdoor was keeping the farmer villager from getting in the bed, but it was also preventing him from seeing the villagers to actually hand them the food, which is why it wasn't working. So I've actually rigged up another system now to where I've added another villager over here, so the farmer villager will actually throw the food to this gentleman, which will then get picked up by the minecart hopper and get piped all the way over. I have hoppers back there and an automatic dispenser, or an automatic dropper back there, which will just shoot the carrots into the villagers, and that actually has fixed it, which I'm really excited about. As you can see there, I've actually replanted my sugarcane farm. I don't know if you ever saw a point where I had taken it down. I had originally taken it down because I didn't think I needed more sugarcane for the time being, but I'm getting more of it because I want more paper, because I want more emeralds, because I want more books, because I want more money. Have I ever mentioned how much I like money? As I'd mentioned before, there had been a little bit of a lag spike, so I actually used that opportunity to revamp my area down here. So as you can see, I have optimized it with redstone now. It's the first floor is organized. I've left an opportunity over in the corner to allow for villagers to fall down, and I can make basically as many layers as these as I go down to bedrock. So very efficient in that regard. But I want to show you this. I got a new mending guy. I don't think he was originally cheaper, but as you trade with him more, the prices drop. So I now have mending books for cheaper. But he also, I can trade with my paper with him. And also, his next trade was Unbreaking 3, which is probably the second best book in the game. So that's pretty awesome. I have both of them in one villager, both discounted. Speaking of which, while I'm here... Oh, and so yeah, I wanted to show you. I did get another mending book. And as you can see, all my stuff is enchanted now with mending. I have my Mighty Sword Excalibur. I have Haxorus. If you get that reference, thank you. You are a civilized, cultured human being. Our Diamond Hoe, we actually didn't get a mending book for. I totally forgot about that. Hole Digger, if you get that reference, then shame on you. No, I'm just kidding. And then our pickaxe hasn't changed. And then all of our armor is mending. Although our helmet is still in even worse shape. We're really going to have to fix that up soon. But yeah, anyway, as I was saying, give me more money. There we go, we have a little bit more. That's actually enough. Oh my gosh, mending is down to 7 emeralds. That is amazing. Let's get that for our hoe. And then as you guys can see, I actually rigged it up so that, well, I can't show you because of the way I set the system up. The villagers will feed down through here, and they will walk along until they get to a point where the door blocks them. They then walk into this area, and as they stand on this pressure plate, it blocks them from being able to leave, which basically keeps them locked in. I'm a huge fan of how this has turned out. Oh, I forgot I have to push the button. You may be wondering now, Bluebeard Gamer, you have mending books, Unbreaking 3 books, or at least the availability for them. What are you going to do now? And I know I've built this beautiful aqueduct, the records office. My kingdom is already coming along quite nicely, but we need a way to make money. And so I'm going to show you guys a good way of making money that'll also fix our tool problem. So anyway, let's jump over to the mine shaft. So it had just occurred to me while I was doing some mining and preparing for the next project. Let's go check on Buttercup. It's been a little bit. I get here and Buttercup has a few friends. Look how many animals are down here. I swear I didn't set any of this up. I just figured there'd probably be a chicken down here or something. There's so many down here that just aren't able to get out. Oh my gosh. That was really off topic, and it ruined the really nice transition that I had there. Gosh darn it. Yes sirree, Bob. If your name out there is Bob, then yes, that was me calling you out. We're actually over at the abandoned mine shaft that I found in my little tunnel, which by the way is so long at this point that it pretty much goes under spawn. It's crazy. But what we have here is a cave spider spawner. And the biggest thing right now is that people are starting to get mending tools, and we need a place to repair our mending tools. So what I have found is this cave spider spawner. As you can see, I've already cleared out the area a little bit. And essentially, I'm actually going to be putting in a shop that's basically this spawner, but it's an XP farm. So it's basically going to be a 1 diamond entry fee. You come on in, you can XP farm as much as you want until you leave. So you can get tons of XP for that. It's basically a quick refresher for all of your tools, your armor, elytra if you have it. yeah, so that's my game plan at the moment. Now you may say, Bloober Gamer, why in the world would someone pay diamonds to get their XP when they could just do it for free at a mob grinder or another mob farm that they have? You're absolutely right about that. They could do that. The difference is, you guys may recognize this mountain. Spawn is right through these trees here. So, you have a decision to make whenever you're looking for an XP farm. You could go straight to the end to use an Enderman XP farm, but that means you have to go from spawn all the way through the nether tunnels to get to the end. Then you have to get through the Ender Fortress, or I guess the Stronghold. And then, on top of that, you have to navigate all the way out to that very precarious location. Yes, I did just do that. I'm so fortunate that this dungeon has 2 of these things. We now have to default to this one, which is a bit of a shame, but at the very least, we do have one we can still work with. Yeah, see, this one's more off to... what is this? This one's more off to the south than the one we were using before, which means it's not going to be in as good of a spot. But the lava mountains could add a very nice aesthetic to this if we choose to keep it there. Alright guys, I'm going to quick hollow this out and get it built, and then I'll be back when it's ready. However, before I show you that, apparently some power-hungry player has made a power grab. So yeah, here's the clip of that. Oh my gosh, what is this? This will not stand at all. Alright, we wrote the sign, now run. If anyone asks, that was you, Joe. Yeah, apparently Baby Zombie now thinks that he is our king. He gave this really long-winded speech. I don't have it in my video because I messed up my recording, but you can go check out a few other guys. They'll probably have it. So now, without further ado, here's the shop I'm working on. I've been doing a bit of work on my cave spider thing, and I want to show you the progress I've made. Now, there's going to be an exterior build for this as an entry point, which I haven't built yet, but let's just drop down and I can show you what I've done. Alright, so, obviously we have our bubble lid over here, but here's the entryway. I'm going to quick read this real quick to give you guys a rundown. Welcome to the Spider's Den, a legally distinct, wretched hive of scum and villainy. Abandon all hope, ye who enter here, unless you're looking for the best value for your money. For the measly price of 1 diamond, you gain entry into this establishment, which contains the following: complimentary experience farm, low prices on a variety of sinister goods, more to come. I hope you enjoy your time here. Don't let the spider bite you on your way out. Sincerely, Blue-Ray Gamer. And this is version 1, as you can see once the lag spike... There we go. This is the first version of the book, as you can see by the title there. So as we add more to this area, I will be expanding it. Oh, I'm an idiot. I forgot my props. The reason I had to run all the way back was because I actually need to grab some props to show you how I've designed the system here, because I'm really proud of it. Oh my gosh, this lag is so bad. If I lose my shulker box, I'm going to be outraged. Oh, anyway, so as I said before, the entry fee is a diamond. So the standard way of entering would be you put a diamond in, you hear that little jingle, and it opens up for a bit so you can walk through. The way I get through, I'll show you in a second. For an item that's not a diamond, you hear that little meh, and it spits it back out at you, because I wouldn't want someone to accidentally put in something valuable and then we just trash it or something. That'd be bad. But for me, because I am the owner, I made a pass. No one on the server copied these. I would consider that stealing my money. We put in our pass. We get the jingle, it opens, our pass gets given back to us, and the door closes behind us. Yeah, that's right. I did redstone. So yeah, this is the building here. As you can see, our cave spider spawner is over here. We built a particular cave spider spawner farm design that has worked well for me on my survival worlds. I'm going to try to link that in the description if I can remember, so you guys can check it out. I tried to design before this. It didn't work. Here's a tip for you guys. Test it and make sure it works before you build it out of obsidian. because I had to tear down pretty much the entire thing and restart. And even with an efficiency 5 pickaxe, that takes a while. So the whole idea of this system is the cave spiders can build up, you can kill them here, get the XP of course. The items are going to get picked up under here, they're going to get brought around and sorted into these areas. So, as it mentioned in the chest before, you get the free XP over here, and you can also, if you want, buy these useful resources for a really cheap price. 4 stacks for a diamond I think is a pretty reasonable price for especially string, but spider eyes, you know, they're not super useful except for potion making, but especially the string. We're going to exit out through here. Honestly, guys, that's probably going to have to call it for me on this episode. I don't know how long this episode is going to be in comparison to the previous ones I've put out, but I have dumped a lot of time into building this thing, so it's already the weekend by the time I'm getting around to this point. So I want to make sure I'm able to get out on time, so I'm going to be calling it here. Either off camera or next episode, we will be working on the exterior of this building as well as connecting it up to the spawn area with roads and such. And then it'll be officially open and we can start making money. But until next time, guys, I hope you enjoyed. Tune in next time. This is Bloober Gamer, signing off. God bless America.